Dear students, welcome to Term 3, Week 5 of Lesson 2. The lesson continues, but in previous lesson, as remembering, yesterday we discussed about generally definitions of classification. What classification means? Classification is grouping or classifying living things based on and differences. Significance of classification. Biologists are intended to classify living things based on their similarities and differences because of a variety of living things in order to simplify their study, to avoid any contradiction or any choice. Species are the biological unit of classification or the smallest unit. Taxonomy is a branch of biology which mainly deals with the identification and the nomenclature. Binomial system is two parts of naming: a scientific name, which are called generic name and species name, and finally kingdom Monera. Kingdom Monera, blue-green algae or cyanobacteria, and true bacteria or EU bacteria. Blue-green algae are prokaryotic, single-celled. They are mainly colonial and filamentous with gliding movement. This mode of habitat is they are fresh and salt water, and the wet surface of the rock and the soil, on the bark of trees, and they are autotrophic nutrition. And the reproduction is by binary fission, which is sexual, and asexual by fragmentation. And when it comes to true bacteria or EU bacteria are prokaryotic. Also, they are unicellular, colonial, and filamentous, spherical, rod, and spiral shaped with a flagellar movement. The habitat is they are widely distributed almost everywhere, and the nutrition, some are autotrophic and others are heterotrophic, and they can undergo only sexual reproduction by binary fission, means split into two. So this is all about kingdom Moneras that are discussed in previous class, but in today's lesson we are mainly going to discuss about the second kingdom and the third kingdom, kingdom Protista and kingdom Fungi. The objectives of the lesson: by the end of this section you should be able to describe the kingdoms of Protista and Fungi, identify the common examples of kingdom Protista and Fungi. Let's start. Kingdom Protista. They are all microscopic, like kingdom Monera, single-cell or unicellular organisms that do have a nucleus. What makes different from kingdom Monera is kingdom Monera have no nucleus. They are eukaryotic. Protistas are eukaryotic, but Moneras are prokaryotic. They include plant-like organisms that can move around and animal-like organisms that cannot move. So they can be quite complex in their shape and include multicellular algae and Protozoa subkingdom. The members are both autotrophic and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Some can cause a serious disease in human being. Example: Plasmodium falciparum, Amoeba histolytica, and Trypanosoma. Those are the examples of kingdom Protistas. And also there are Euglena and the Paramecium are included in this kingdom. And the kingdom Protista mainly found in oceans and base of sea as a food supply for all organisms. And the dean flagellates are Protista that cause bioluminescence in the sea and ocean when they produce a greenish light. They make up much of the plankton in water bodies and are a base of food supply for all organisms in the water. And these are one of the main, what I have told you before, the main cause or harmful part of Kingdom Protistas. Plasmodium falciparum can cause malaria, and Amoeba histolytica can cause amoebic dysentery, and the trypanosoma, the bleed parasites that cause sleeping sickness, are among the disease-causing Protistas. So this Kingdom Protista have subkingdoms, subkingdom Protozoans, and subkingdom Algae. Subkingdom Protozoans are, the first one is phylum Sarcomastogopora. They can contain amoebas. Amoebas are grouped under this kingdom. Subkingdom 2 of Protozoa is phylum Coelopora. Coeloporas contain Paramecium group. Those Paramecium have micro and macro nucleus with a slipper shaped, which is mainly moved by cilia, as you remember, Paramecium. So these have two nucleus. Micro nucleus is used for reproduction, and macro nucleus for metabolism. And the third phylum of this subkingdom group Protozoa is phylum Apicomplexa. Mainly they are parasitic habitat without locomotory structure or movement structure. They are also heterotrophic, and reproduction is by spore or sporulation. Those members are Plasmodium species. Amoebas as phylum Sarcomastogopora, Paramecium, phylum Coelopora, and Plasmodium, phylum Apicomplexa. Those are one of the subkingdoms of Protozoans, which are 3 phylums. And the next kingdom Protista have subkingdom Algae. This subkingdom Algae contains phylum Dinoflagellata or Dinoflagellates, phylum Basilarophyta or diatoms, phylum Euglonophyta or Euglena family, phylum Chlorophyta or green algae known as Spirogyra, Chalemodomonas. Those are grouped under phylum Chlorophyta or green algae, phylum Rhodophyta or red algae, and finally phylum Phaeophyta or brown algae. Those are one of members of subkingdom Algae with their respective algae or algal group, which are not listed in your textbook as to now. Those are 2 subkingdoms of Kingdom Protista, are known as subkingdom Protozoas and subkingdom Algae. So those are one of subkingdom of Protozoa group. The third kingdom is Kingdom Fungi. Kingdom Fungi, they are eukaryotic, and they are not grouped under plant kingdom because they do not photosynthesize due to this reason, and their size is like that of a single-celled yeast, and they are eukaryotic, usually multicellular, heterotrophic. Heterotrophic means they depend on others or rely on others. Many of them are saprotrophs, which feed on dead bodies. They play a vital role within the ecosystem as decomposers. Example as rhizopus, red mold, mucor, penicillium, the fungi that produce the antibiotic penicillin. So kingdom fungi are found in a mutualistic relationship with others. As example, the association between fungus and the root of the plant as a mycorrhizae association, and the second one is fungus with algae. They live together. We call it lichen. The algae have a green pigment that absorbs sunlight, chlorophyll. The fungus have a root to absorb water. So algae attract sunlight, and the fungi anchor or absorb water. With the association as a mutualistic, both are benefits. They live together. The same is true mycorrhizae association between fungus and the root of the plant. So this is one of the best examples of the association or mutualistic relationship both are benefits in kingdom fungi. They are also either parasitic or saprophytic. They play a role as decomposers in an ecosystem. Fungus major constituents of their cell wall is chitin. Chitin is a nitrogen-containing polysaccharide or complex sugar, and the fungus mainly reproduce sexually and asexually. Those fungus have a lot of members. Those members are grouped as a division, it's not as a phylum. Let's say they have 4 groups of fungus. Division Zygomycota, which are called mucor, rhizopes or bread mold members. Division Ascomycota, they are sac fungi, mainly yeasts and penicillium are grouped. And the third division is division Basidiomycota, containing mushrooms. And the last division is division Decomposers. They can contain a fungus known as ringworm and athlete's foot. Those are mainly 4 divisions of fungus kingdom. So those fungus kingdom are listed, but they are not found in your textbook. This is the picture which is taken from your textbook in order to show after several days how the lemon or the orange will be affected by a fungus. So fungus have a lot of importance. They can mainly use it to productions of wine and beer, bread and injera making. As a yeast, Ascomycetes are the best example, one of fungus. Yeast is grouped under division Ascomycota or sac fungi. The second importance or significance of fungi is used for the productions of antibiotics. The fungus group known as Penicillium. Penicillium is also Ascomycota, used to produce penicillin for sexual transmitted disease, STDs. Penicillin is mainly used to treat. And the third importance is fungi is used as a food. Let's say mushroom is a fungus which is grouped under division Basidiomycota. So mushroom is mainly eaten by a lot of peoples in local rural area. So this is one of the importance of fungus. At the end there is a classwork, because in order to evaluate your lesson there is a classwork as a memory. There are questions. The first question is name kingdom Protista of Plasmodium species. Question number 2, members of kingdom Protista are blank, blank, blank and blank. Question number 3, the association between fungus and root of plant is blank. And lastly, the nitrogen containing cell of fungi is called blank. Students, please pause the video and do this class work one by one. Dear students, I think you have enjoyed with the question. Let's do one by one. Question number 1, name kingdom Protista of Plasmodium species. There are 4 Plasmodium species which are included in Protista kingdom. The first one is Plasmodium malare, 2 Plasmodium ovale, 3 Plasmodium vivax, and lastly Plasmodium falciparum. Question number 2, members of kingdom Protista are unicellular, microscopic, eukaryotic, and mode of nutrition includes both autotrophic and heterotrophic, because autotrophic groups have sub-kingdom algae and heterotrophic groups are sub-kingdom protozoas. Question number 3, the association between fungus and root of the plant is called mycorrhizae. This is a mutualistic association. Both are benefits. And the last question, the nitrogen containing cell of fungi is called chitin. This is one of the main symbol, which is a complex sugar or polysaccharide. When you come to the next part, let's stabilize the lesson or remind up. Generally, in today's lesson, we saw about kingdom Protista and Fungi in respect to the structure. Let's say structures of kingdom Protista as protozoas. Protozoans are mainly moved by pseudopodia or flagella. Again, they move by cilia, and some have no locomotory structures, like Plasmodium have no locomotory structures, and their mode of habitat mainly amoebas are found in fresh and saltwater, or free living or parasitic. Again, parameciums are also found in fresh and saltwater, and plasmodiums are parasitic habitats. Their mode of nutrition are mainly heterotrophs. Protozoans are heterotrophs except that of algal group, and the reproduction is mainly by binary fusion. But plasmodiums by having sporulation, by spore producing bodies, and Paramecium includes conjugation as asexual. So those are one of their structure, habitat, nutrition, and reproduction of kingdom Protista groups. And kingdom algal groups have the same as that of kingdom Protista, but some sorts they are different. Their habitat is mainly similar, and their mode of nutrition is totally different. They are photosynthetic, and their reproduction is also mainly different, containing cell division as asexual, sexually by gametes, or asexually by longitudinal cell division, by fragmentation, again spore formation. Those are one of the reproduction, and their structure is also, they have flagella, some are unicellular without cell wall, and colonial, unicellular, multicellular, non-motile, and so on. So those are generally what have been discussed in this lesson. And lastly, there is homework about this lesson. We are going to memorize and do a task for the next lesson. Question number 1 is members of kingdom fungi are blank, 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 and a blank. Question number 2, the association between a fungus and algae is blank. Question number 3, name the fungus which is used as food, productions of antibiotics, and manufacturing of beer. Last question, list the subkingdom members of Protozoa. Dear students, thank you for your careful considerations of the lesson. Please do the homework. Until we meet next time, stay safe.